As we prepare to honor America's veterans and fallen heroes this Memorial Day weekend, the military says it's facing a recruiting crisis. The Army, the Navy, the Air Force are all expecting to miss their recruitment goals by thousands this year. For the Army, it would mark a shortfall for the second year in a row. It's expecting 55,000 active duty recruits. That's 10,000 more than last year, but still below its target of 65,000. And it's not for a lack of trying. Branches of the military have recently eased up on restrictions on tattoos, pre-service marijuana use, and even physical fitness. According to an investigation by the Military Times, at least 1 in 6 recruits were given waivers to enter their service last fiscal year. That's the highest number in a decade. But officials say a bigger problem is a lack of interest. The Army's Vice Chief of Staff told lawmakers last month that for many people, military service seems like a life setback instead of a life accelerator. NewsNation's Alex Caprariello has more for us, joining us now live from the battleship Iwo Jima in San Pedro, California. Hey, Alex.
Yeah, hey there, Elizabeth. For this NewsNation special report, I spoke to members of the U.S. Army, the Navy, and the Special Forces. With a recruitment shortfall in the tens of thousands, they tell me enlisting young American men and women has never been a higher priority. It's a major effort to maintain a defense that for centuries has been declared the very best in the world.
Company, forward!
Our military is in crisis, an overwhelming issue blatantly apparent in recruitment centers across the country, which, despite offering lucrative signing bonuses of up to $100,000 in tuition reimbursement opportunities for soldiers, spouses, and children, are still struggling to sign new soldiers.
Recruiting is an uphill battle across the country right now.
Over the past few years, the U.S. Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines have struggled to meet their goals. In 2022, the Army missed that mark by 15,000 people, a full 25% short of its target. In 2023, the Army projects a 10,000 soldier shortfall. Likewise, the Navy wants to bring aboard 50,000 active duty and reserve recruits this year.
We are challenged by the fact that a small number of young Americans, 23%, are qualified to serve. Fewer still, we're finding, are interested in serving. And that's something that we are working very hard to change.
Former Green Beret John Spears fought in Vietnam. He points to a number of reasons why the decline is so significant.
There is a cultural bias against a young person who makes that decision to join the military, that they're somehow taking a less desirable pipeline to success.
To meet its quotas, some branches of the U.S. military are making concessions for recruits who could have once been disqualified.
You are no longer a civilian.
Like the Navy, which may offer waivers to those with previous drug use, have a history of mental illness, or who scored low on aptitude tests if they believe their candidate could still be molded into a quality sailor. But the sudden acceptance of once considered subpar recruits begs a serious question.
If the United States were to suddenly be in a conflict, would our military be able to hold the line and be the best defense that it's always been projected to be?
I'm 100% confident that our military can and would do what it needs to do to hold the line and win our nation's wars.
As America enters its 50th year of an all-volunteer force, military leaders don't foresee a draft in our future.
We have the greatest, smartest, most physically fit, ready soldiers that I have ever seen in my life. We have the highest grade military member that we have ever had. Anybody who wants to start the adventure of their life, I say, go for it.
Recently, in an effort to get more of those unqualified Americans in, both the U.S. Army and the Navy have launched prep courses for those soldiers and sailors who may not meet those physical or intellectual requirements of the U.S. Army and Navy and military. Basically, this is a way for them to cut weight or get the grades that they need to actually join our armed forces. Elizabeth?
All right, Alex Caprariello on board the battleship Iowa. Thanks so much for that report.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.